Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. I am Adanna Combie, and we continue conversations this morning. Indeed, we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to be talking about something that made all of Trinidad and Tobago very, very proud indeed. Yes, we are speaking this morning with the Pan Man. Yes, Mr. Joshua Regrello. He is online this morning, and we're going to have that conversation. If you are aware, or if you are not aware, we're going to bring you up to speed as to why this conversation is important this morning and how it made all of Trinidad and Tobago very, very proud indeed. Good morning and welcome.
Hey, good morning. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to all the viewers right now. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, and the same to you as well. And of course, congratulations from all of us here in Tobago, all of us here at Tobago Updates Television, making Trinidad and Tobago extremely, extremely proud. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Right. And I want to get straight into the conversation. First and foremost, what was the inspiration behind wanting to be, to create that moment of being in the Guinness World Book of Records and beating that record that was set?
I mean, I think the main answer to that would be my mom would have bought my brother a Guinness World Record book every Christmas growing up. And I remember when we were children looking at the book with him and trying to figure out, what record we could have broken to be in it because we thought it was so cool. So to be able so this was a record attempt. We still have to send all our evidence to Guinness for them to approve it. And there was in fact no record before, so this would actually be setting a record. So to be in this position in life, to be doing that is an honor for me, and is really one of those full circle moments of life.
I like that backstory, and it's very important to have the history. And when we started our programming for 2025, we were talking about setting goals. And here you are explaining to us why you were able to set that goal. Something as simple as, going through this book and not seeing yourself represented and thinking, how can I get in there? And,
Yeah.
working towards it. It really is something that, I want to encourage people far and wide to find something that you can put yourself into, and to achieve a goal as great as this. So now here we are. I know you still have to send off the evidence. Here you are preparing to do this. What was it like for you in terms of preparing mentally, physically, getting yourself together, getting the repertoire of music together, and, just being there for a consistent 30 hours, man?
I mean, there wasn't much preparation I went into it because I am not a well-planned individual or a disciplined individual. So there wasn't much mental preparation because I think really and truly life was preparing me for this. I think we underestimate how much panists is how many are now seeing the on screen footage. That's so fun. Yeah, I grew up in a pan yard, and a lot of panists would have spent majority of their life playing pan, and we spend sometimes 8, 10, 12 hours in a pan yard. So when you do something like that, it just doesn't seem too absurd. In terms of mental preparation, I would love to say now that I was meditating and there was a lot of this, but it was a matter of I just knew I was capable of doing it. So it was just in the moment, a lot of self-talk and telling myself that, one, we can do this, but also two, we already tell everybody we can't do this, so we have no choice but to get it done, really and truly.
There are a couple of things I want to pull out from what you just said. Yes, pan men spend up to 12, 15 hours in a pan yard, but when we were looking on social media pages, we saw some people who are pan men and who stay in the pan yard for all those hours, and they're thinking, man, sometimes that 8 hours is so much. And look at this
Yeah.
man going, going, going. Additionally, what I like about what you just said is that we can do it. So
Yes.
clearly you went in there thinking this is not a Joshua thing.
Yeah,
Which
yeah, no,
brings
for
me to
sure.
my next point, the village, the community that you brought together. How do you feel about the fact that there are so many persons, one in studio, the area where you were doing this with you, persons looking on online, persons like man, you brought communities together, the diaspora came together. How was that integrated into your goal in achieving this particular feat?
I mean, and to answer the first thing, the same reason why 8 hours felt so easy, or this felt so easy, was because of everyone that was there. Whether it be the entertainers, whether it be we had a live audience, whether it be the people who were watching live. I remember there were moments at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. when I was feeling so tired, and the entertainers who were there would show me the live, and it was, we had 1,000 people on the live with us, sending hearts, sending fire emojis at 3, 4 a.m. So, when you have that kind of support and that push, it's so possible to just go and get this done, because, there are some people who are messaging and saying, we have been here since 6 a.m. with you, Joshua, keep going. So it definitely is a community. And, there was at 4, I remember somewhere between like 4 to 6 a.m., they had a crew that came up, to be part of the live audience. And at that point, I was playing my soca set, and it was like a fit inside there. So, you can't fall asleep, or you're not going to feel tired when there are people jumping, singing word for word at 5 a.m. with you, trying to make sure you achieve this goal. And in terms of bringing everybody together, whether it be the diaspora or everyone here, it is just such a remarkable feeling, because more so, I did not know about all of that until afterwards. And I genuinely mean that, for the entirety of it, I was just focused on playing pan. So I didn't know what was going on at all, at all, at all, at all. It was only afterwards I remember, as soon as I finished playing, they told me, "Yo, you have to go outside. They have so much people outside." I was like, "What do you mean there are people outside?" And when I went outside, they had a bunch of people. And it's only literally when I got home I saw like what was happening on social media. But I genuinely, me and the team, we had no idea what was happening. So it was amazing to see afterwards. And it's just, I'm so grateful for the support from everybody.
Joshua, when you're talking about getting tired, I would expect that would happen. I mean, you have to take a break in between. You have to sleep 30 hours without sleep is a real challenge, a serious challenge. But the fact that you mentioned that what you were thinking about was just plain pan.
Yeah,
All you're thinking about is, I have to do this. And as you rightfully said, we already tell people we're going to do it, so we have to do it. And that speaks to the character of a Trini. When I say a Trini, Trinidad and Tobagonians, that speaks to our character. One
yeah,
thing we take pride in here on Tobago Updates Television is that we will celebrate with those who are celebrating.
yeah,
And we always talk about the energy that comes from us, especially when we hit a stage, when we know that eyes are on us. And how
yeah.
important was it for you to ensure that the eyes that are on you was seeing that, listen, we can literally do whatever we decide we're going to do?
Yeah, I mean, so for correction, one, I did take a power nap. I think at around the 25th hour, I took like a 20-minute power nap. Um, and so I was allowed to take a 5-minute break every hour that I could have accumulated. And that would have ended up being like somewhere between 2.5 hours of break that you can add to the record time, by the way. So essentially, you could actually play 28 hours and then take a 2 hour break and then start back playing at the 30th hour and stop, and that is 30 hours by Guinness's standards. But for me, and I think this is the Trinbagonian in me, I didn't want to take a break. I wanted to show people what was possible, and just show them who we are and what we are capable of as a people. So I went 17 hours straight at the beginning, no break, no bathroom break at all. And it just, as you said, it is that Trinbagonian in us. That is, when we on that stage, we have to show off.
Most definitely, most definitely. And after achieving this, after sending in your evidence and them going through it, assessing it, and of course, I am certain and confident that you will
Yeah.
be in the Guinness World Book of Records. If not for you, for me, and for all of us here in Trinidad and Tobago, of course. What is next for you, Joshua? What are you looking at next?
I have no idea, genuinely. I've never been a person that is like well planned. And especially like I've never had like a 5 year goal, 1 year goal. And also I didn't really expect any of this to happen or to blow up in the way that it did. And then I'm now coming off. So Christmas is actually my busiest period. I know that a lot of people think that Carnival as a partner is the busiest period, but Christmas is actually my busiest period. So Christmas into this world record attempt, I'm now getting a chance to like to catch myself, to now set some New Year resolutions, to now set my goals, but also to get up on some rest and to spend some time with family. So I think within the next week or so, I'll have like an idea of just like what I think I want to do. But I'm a very spontaneous person. I've always lived my life like that. Um, so it's not to say I'm gonna have real plans. I don't know. I'm just literally going with the wind.
I like that about you, the spontaneity in all of it. How would you encourage persons who are questioning, can I really do this? And I mean, sometimes we set some goals that might seem unrealistic because if you
Yeah.
tell me that I have to do something for 30 consecutive hours, I start shaking my head and thinking, how am I going to get this done? But how do you use your experience in terms of all the elements, your community that came with you, your mindset, the fact that, listen, I've already said I have to do this, so I have to stick to my word. How do you encourage somebody who has set before them a challenge that might be bigger than themselves to keep pressing to see that they have achieved it in the end?
Yeah, I mean the thing is, we are capable of much more than we think. And I think that is what this record should tell people. Like, you just imagine I was playing pan for 17 hours straight. No sleep, no breaks, not even using the bathroom. And that is I'm a normal person. In no way am I like superhuman. In no way am I special. Like I'm an average person. I do everything that the average person does. And I think that should help you know that whatever you set as your goal, even as crazy or impossible as it may seem, you are capable of doing it. And I am just one example, but there's so many people that are in our lives that do things that should be a bigger inspiration. There's so many people who work two jobs. There's so many people who work a job, have a family, and doing school at part time. And those are the people who you have to really look at. I think a lot of times we look at people like myself who would have achievement like this and use us as their biggest inspirations. But when you look around it, there's so many people around us who do incredible things, and I think we take it for granted. So something that I always remembered is my dad for Panorama, because my dad is a steelman captain. He would always, on the day of Panorama semifinals, he would basically go with like 48 hours without sleep every single year, because it would involve, getting the band ready. We're from South Trinidad, so getting the band from South Trinidad, like the actual pans to Port of Spain, um, setting it up. We'll of course reach up, have practice, and then getting it back down. So every single year he goes 48 hours without sleep. And I would have just grown up seeing that, and those are the things that I would use for inspiration. And what I mean by that is that there's so many people in our lives that have some seriously heroic acts, and they may not be in the Guinness World Records. So I think we may overlook what they do, but if you just look around us, there are so many examples of strength and determination that we could use, and even in your own self, I think the overall message would be that you are more capable than you know.
Absolutely, absolutely right. I totally agree with you. And the number one question that everybody wants to ask, when you got to the 30-hour mark, how did you feel, especially going all the way to 31 hours?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. I can't even remember what it felt like. I think there was no point where it felt like celebrationary. I don't know what that word is, but I don't. There was no at no point did I feel ecstatic, because it was just I don't know. I don't know how to explain it to you. Like even when I got to 30, there was not I didn't feel excited. It was just yeah, I know that sounds very dry, but it was just like, because remember, I also don't remember, I don't know that this entire moment was happening. To me, it was just that this was a goal that I set when the entire team was like, okay, yeah. And I think if you look on my face when they hit that 30-hour mark, there was no screaming or crying or anything, because it was just we were just getting the job done, really and truly. This is a goal we set, so we were just trying to do it, and it was fun. It was bliss, but the entire thing was fun for me. So it wasn't a matter of just the goal. I think the journey in entirety was special. And we knew from about 20 the hour 25 that we were going for 31. And literally the only reason we went for 31 and not higher was because we had set a timer on the clock so that it was going to finish at 31. It couldn't pass 31. But if had it not had a timer, I would have I swear to you, I'd hit them about 40 strong, 40 strong. Because it was genuinely so fun. In that moment, your body's in like survival mode. And in that, you don't feel tired, you don't feel hungry, you don't feel thirsty, you don't feel to use the bathroom. It is just, it's just you and your mind, and is such a blissful experience. And the thing is, I told some of the performers when I was calling them to tell them thank you that I would remember these moments for the rest of my life. And I think they think I'm exaggerating, but it is you and this person in this literally survival mode, and you're just waiting for this time to pass. And time literally stands still, and it's just you, them, and the music, and you feel everything. It was such a special time. So genuinely, when we hit the 30, it wasn't about the goal for me. The journey was genuinely enjoyable.
Even if you didn't feel it, I'm telling you, households across Trinidad and Tobago, people were screaming and jumping and celebrating with you. And again, I must say congratulations to you, to your village, the community, all of Trinidad and Tobago, even over there in the diaspora, wherever you are, coming
Yeah,
together and showing that community support for all of us who are Trinidad and Tobago, red, white, and black.
for sure.
Congratulations, of course, to you, Joshua, and all the best in everything that you put your hands to. And I want to take this opportunity, of course, to encourage anybody who has any plans, any goals that they want to achieve. You can do it. You have the grit on the inside of you, and you can make things happen. As Joshua said, look at the everyday man. There are so many challenges that we overcome on a daily
Yeah.
basis that can help us to achieve greater things here in our lives, our daily lives. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you so much. All the best for the new year for you and your family, for your loved ones, and for all of Trinidad and Tobago. Let us continue to show that community support and that community effort as we continue to rise as what we know as Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. You're so well spoken. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joshua, and all the best to
Yeah,
you.
of
Ladies and
course. Thank you.
gentlemen, we've been speaking with Joshua Regrello. As you are aware, he played that steel pan like none other for 31 consecutive hours, of course, having a short break in between as is allowed and permitted for him. And so we said we continue to celebrate here in Trinidad and Tobago. Remember, every moment is a moment to celebrate. There is something that you have overcome that you were not able to overcome yesterday. So we are all progressing together, and we can do great and marvelous things. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a short break before we continue in studio here this morning. And as we go, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.